Sign up to the SBR Network and use your free daily bet points to earn real-world prizes. Click on the page and start winning now.
Hi, welcome to SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are continuing our coverage of the 2014 NHL playoffs right now with Tony Brown, who comes to us from allplayswin.com. And Tony tells me he covers all sports, but he's an NHL specialist. Tony, thanks for being back with us.
Thanks for having me, Pete. I love talking hockey with you.
Before we get into the futures odds for the Western Conference, tell us a little bit about who you are and give a quick plug for allplayswin.com.
Hi, my name is Tony Brown. I'm a professional sports handicapper. I'm working with allplayswin.com because they're the best in the business, and they hire me to take them over the top. I specialize in NHL, but we do it all: NBA, NFL, NCAA, MLB.
Okay, awesome. Let's see what you can tell us about the futures odds to win the Western Conference. Now, the Western Conference, of course, is jam-packed with teams that all look like they have a shot. The odds are interesting at Pinnacle right now. Anaheim and St. Louis are the two favorites, plus 342. Chicago, surprisingly, well, to me at least, is the third choice at plus 405. Then San Jose at plus 476. Colorado, probably the most controversial team in the playoffs, plus 646. Then the LA Kings all the way down to plus 726. And then Minnesota and Dallas. And I'm looking at, any of these teams could do it. St. Louis, of course, has the injuries. They're the favorite. That's a little bit surprising. I think if I had to make a bet right now before I hear what you have to say, I would take the Kings at 726 and Chicago at plus 405. What's your take on these odds, Tony Brown?
Did you read my notes, or did you just say that, man? That's the exact thing I was gonna say. I don't know who set these lines, but to have the Kings at plus 700, that is a very dangerous line to set, and that's definitely where I'm going to put my money in the Western Conference.
Yeah, we know exactly why, and you can make a great argument for the Kings, of course, quick. They've had sort of maybe a quiet year this year, so maybe that's why the line is a little bit inflated, but I suspect that line will close a little bit lower. I guess the argument against the Kings is just that there's so many other teams that look like, they have a shot. The Kings could easily get bumped off by San Jose.
Any team in the West can win it. So that's why these lines are so heavy. But the Kings, Jonathan Quick, they beat Russia. You know what I mean? They beat Russia. Jonathan Quick is an amazing goalie. And then the Ducks, they only lost a handful of games at home. Like, it's going to be very hard to come to Anaheim and win a game. St. Louis is the most talented team in the West. So any one of these teams in the West has a very good value. But besides the Kings at 700, I think anybody under that is just for Vegas to make a few dollars.
All right, and not to knock Anaheim or St. Louis, but do you think that they both should be shorter odds than Chicago? The Blackhawks are, more than 4-1 at Pinnacle right now.
I've seen that too. Interesting you said that. I've seen it on Bovada. I think it's slightly a little bit higher on Bovada. Mm-hmm. Chicago is the Pittsburgh of the West. They don't play consistent enough, and I think that's why the line is right there. Like, you can catch Chicago on a 6-0 blowout victory. They look like the best team in the league, and then they'll get shut out the very next night. The inconsistency, and then in the playoff times, they'll probably be the first ones out.
Yeah, I guess Chicago could have a first-round exit. Tough matchup against the Blues. All right, so if you had to make a value pick to win the Western Conference out of all these, you would take the Kings at 726?
Yes, sir. And that's strictly off of value. If I was really going to be a serious player, I would go with the Ducks. You know what I mean? That's my favorite to win it in the West. Mm-hmm. But at the 700, you cannot look past the Kings and Mr. Jonathan Quick.
All right. So I would agree with you. I think that the value play here is on the Kings, and you think that the favorite should be Anaheim.
Yes.
All right. Thanks so much, Tony Brown.